Welcome back to Inside Boxing's Throwdown. Once again, my name is Steve Johnson. Our special guest today here, Manny Perez. Manny, before the break, we were talking about you, your wife Leanne, and your 4 sons. Let's talk about that again. Make sure that we mention the queen of the family, Leanne, and your boys in order of age. And you go for it.
Yes, sir. We'll start off with my wife, Leanne. She's beautiful. She's amazing. Love that woman to death. We have 2 beautiful kids together. Children. Our oldest together is Aiden Teddy Perez. He's 3 years old. And then we have our newborn, Samuel Joseph Perez, who was born July 31st, just shortly after we defended our title in Cancun. And my middle son is Dominic. And my oldest son is Manuel Solis Perez the 5th. We call him Cinco for short. All my boys, to sum them all up, are just amazing. Amazing. Just, I can't picture my life without them, and truly grateful for them and my family and the support that they give me, and I just can't tell you enough how much they mean to me.
Okay, now, Manuel, like we've talked about before, we understand how crucial it is to have the support of your team, but more important is that of your family, because as we know, without not having the support of your family, I mean total support, you don't think that it would in any way would be as successful as you've been?
Yeah, if I didn't have the complete support of my family, it would make it extremely difficult for me to compete in there. If I had them kind of always in my ear telling me how much they didn't want me to fight, how much they didn't want me to get hurt, it would affect my training, it would affect my performance in the ring. It would always be something that lingered in the back of my head that I would never be able to shake. And, I could get hurt in there. Having them completely back me 110% means the world to me, because I can go in there and fight for them, be hungry for them, have that extra drive, put my body through that wear and tear, and know what I'm doing it for, knowing that it's for my family, and it's, with the love from them that ultimately is keeping me driven and keeping me hungry in search of that world title.
And see, folks, for those of you who have always questioned, certain fighters, and afterwards the fighter will say, I know you've heard it before, man, a fighter will say, I had other things in the background, that just inhibited my performance in this fight. This is what we're talking about with someone like with Manny Perez, where he's told you that his rise to where in the last 5, well, you should be on a 5-win streak fight. That fight against Gesta, all of us know that you won that fight. He knows that you won that fight. So this should be a fight, but I think it's a testament to where Manny says that he talked to his wife Leanne and he said, no more timidness. I'm not being timid anymore. I'm going for it. I'm going for it. And talk about that conversation you had with Leanne.
The conversation I had with my wife is, it happened after the Hessa fight. I felt that we had a great game plan going into that fight. I felt we won that fight. But I still boxed. I still fought a little timid, and I told her, you know what, I'm not going to fight timid anymore. I'm not going to go in there and back down or be backed up. I said, I'm going to just go in there and fight. I spent the majority of my career boxing. I'm going to spend the rest of it fighting. And that's what I'm doing. I have a unfortunate luxury with my record, is that looking at it, 18-7, you're like, oh man, he has 7 losses, but with those 7 losses, I don't have to protect that undefeated record. I've already lost. There's nothing that you can do to me that hasn't been done already. So let's just get in there and fight. So that's all I want to do for the remainder of my career in search of that world title, is get in there and compete with the best of the world, the best champions out there, and the best fighters out there, and show what I can do against them, and come home with that world title.
Hey, and for this is my own personal thing, nothing to do with Manny, but speaking of Manny, Manny Stewart, this is one of our guys from Denver who, according to you, Denver doesn't have any boxers, but that's okay. That's my own personal dig. Right. But I just want you to know that Denver does have quality boxers. We've got one here. We're gonna have more of them come in as they hit the national stage. That's something that we continually promote here at InsideBoxing.com, based here in Denver, Colorado. So we're going to get ready to take a brief break. Go ahead, buddy. Welcome back to Inside Boxing's Throwdown. Once again, my name is Steve Johnson, my co-host Aurelio Martinez, and our special guest, recently new, I shouldn't even say recent, but the NABF light welterweight champion, Manny Perez from Denver, Colorado. Manny, I know how fond you are of your family outside of your biological family, but your family in the gym. You mentioned some names such as Alfred the Tornado Romero, Rob Red Hot Franco, and then little baby. I don't know if I should call him that, but I call him Baby Manuel Lopez, who's making his pro debut on the fight card at the end of this month. Why don't you take a few minutes and Kenny Lemos also is on that fight card, who will be a guest of ours at one time here in the near future.
That's right.
But if you'll take a minute, Manny, and talk about those guys in particular. You did touch on it briefly, how instrumental they were in helping you prepare for your fights. But I know you guys do that with each other on all fights.
Yes, most definitely. With every camp, even nobody's training for a camp. We're just in there, and we spend a lot of time in the gym together, and we're a family in there. We're a family, period. With Red Hot Franco, he's just a great guy. He's just a tremendous fan and great person inside and outside the ring. With Alfred Romero, he's getting ready to fight. He's going to be main event on the August 31st card. And, man, he's just in there. He's improving. With every fight, he's improving. He's getting better. He's adding to his arsenal. He's getting more comfortable in the ring. I'm anxious to see what he does for the remainder of the year. And then as he consistently steps up in the quality of opponents. I'm anxious to see Manuel Lopez make his pro debut because we've had a lot of sparring sessions with him as well, and he's improving. He's getting away from the amateur style and the way they score and developing more of a pro style, sitting down on his punches, and just being able to be just more of a compact puncher. He definitely has a good crack on him, and I look forward to see how he excels as a pro. And then I'm excited to see Kenny Lemos in there because I've known Kenny a long time, since I was 9 years old. He's always been like a big brother to me. I love him to death. And, he's family. And I love to see him getting in there, and I love to see him doing what he enjoys doing, and he loves to compete as well. And he's just an amazing person and extremely fun to watch. So good luck to you guys on 31st, and we'll be there supporting.
You know, when Manny talks about little Manuel Lopez the third. Manuel was one of the kids that I followed through his amateur career, and he's a 2012 Colorado Golden Glove State champion, turning pro, and I look forward to being there also to cheer him on. I like Manuel a lot, and he knows that. So, that's
one thing's good about this is, what we do here at Inside Boxing is we want to give the fighters the exposure that if you're not signed with a big promoter, or you're not on HBO or ESPN, relatively nobody knows who they are. You talk about Kenny Lemos. Mm-hmm. I worked with Kenny for years. He was at our gym, trained with him, trained him, worked with him. He's probably one of the nicest guys you can do. Outstanding amateur. Or heavyweight, this man can move. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's elusive. Very, very great guy. And like you said, we'll have him on the show. It's kind of interesting because from what I understand, and he'll be able to tell you, is this fight here, he's taken solely because he's going to donate 100% of his purse to one of his kids' football team. So he's just that kind of guy. So we look forward to having him on the show, and you guys will be able to see that.
Just real quick, Manny, I hope I'm not stepping out on this one, but on this fight card also, is Pablo Gomez, is he fighting on this card?
Yes, Pablo is fighting, who is fighting? I know the name.
Well, that's okay, because
Anthony Mir. He's fighting Anthony Mir.
Okay, because Pablo, that's my boy.
I love Pablo. He's great.
I love Pablo too, man. This is going to be an exciting fight card. I think for Denver fight fans, they already know that Steve Mestis, when he comes up with a show with the local guys, he makes sure that it's quality opponents. It's well worth your dollar. The ticket prices are always reasonable, right, and the place is going to be packed. So we'll get into that more, but just for you to know, here in the near future, we're going to have these names. I promised little Manuel Lopez that we'd have him on the show. So Manuel, you're going to be on. But also, we want to get Kenny Lemos. We're going to have him. We're going to have Pablo Gomez, and we've got to have Alfred, my boy, the Tornado. We got to have him because he's the main event.
Yes, he is. He's the main event, and the fight card's going to be amazing. It's just gonna be a fun night. So definitely come down and check it out on August 31st.
Where will it be at?
It's gonna be at Red and Jerry's, which is off of Santa Fe and Oxford,
Mm-hmm.
and the doors should open probably around 7:00. So definitely come down and join us. It'd be a fun event, and all the fights should be entertaining.
Once again, that's August 31st.
Okay, and we hope you enjoyed the show. And we know a lot of people know who Manny Perez is. They know who he is now by his performances in the ring. Manny, if someone wants to give you well wishes across the United States or worldwide, where can they get a hold of you? How can they?
You can definitely get a hold of me. I don't have a Facebook page myself, but my wife does. I'm Manny Perez, and you can look her up on Facebook. And it's kind of like our site together, I guess you could say. And you can also find me on Twitter. And you can and I keep up on that as well.
What's your Twitter account?
That I don't know either.
What they can do is search.
Yeah.
They can do is search.
Well, all you go through is that Leanne Perez on Facebook. Just how would you spell it for everyone?
LeAnnPerez, and you can find me at Twitter. You can just type in Manuel Perez, and it should come up. You should be able to find me. And we have some exciting things hopefully coming up for us, and so I hope everybody stay tuned and.
Good.
Great.
Look for Manny's next fight. Hopefully he'll be challenging for a world title. If not, he'll definitely be defending his title here, NABA title. So with that, we welcome you to come visit us again on our next show. And until then, keep them hands up.
Keep them up.